Hi, I'm David Duncan, and this is my persuasive presentation speech for for professional communication. Um, Exercising. We all know that exercising is good for us, but how good is it for us? How often do we need to exercise? What all does exercising bring to the table? Does it make me just run a little farther, or maybe lift heavier things, or look better? Or all the benefits that exercising can reap? By simply getting off your couch, you can improve your overall health, you can prevent illnesses and addictive behavior, and it'll also help you have a more social lifestyle. All right. Um, what do you think the most leading cause in deaths are? Most people would think cancer, but it's not. It's heart disease. And according to Slim Tree, 20% of all people who get heart disease die. 20% of people who die from heart disease is because of lack of exercise. So, if you exercise, you're 20% less likely to die from the nation's number one killer. What else does heart disease how much should you exercise? The American Heart Association says that 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week or 75 minutes of vigorous exercise a week is enough to greatly decrease your chances of heart disease. Also, what is heart disease? The Business Insider says that the top three candidates in the nation's killers are heart disease number one, cancer and tumors number two, and chronic lung disorder number three. So, out of those three, you can decrease your chances in all those with exercising. How much? Well, I'm going to give you some numbers right here. In men, 52% more likely to die of heart disease without exercising. In women, it's only 28%. Men are 45% more likely to die from cancer and tumors than people who don't exercise, or people who don't exercise are 45% more likely. Women are 28%. Men are 92% more likely to die from respiratory ailments if they don't exercise. Women are 75%. So the nation's three leading killers, that exercising cuts them all greatly down. Stress. Every time somebody says the word stress, everybody thinks it's this big negative connotation. Um, exer- Stress can also be very, very good for you. Every day we are getting pushed down by gravity. Our muscles need stress in order to grow. You remember the last time you've seen somebody in a wheelchair? Their legs are all puny, and why is that? Because they haven't had any stress. So stress in moderation can be good. Same reason that causes our muscles to get big and our bodies to be big. It's because of stress. So the same is true with your brain. They say that Alzheimer's patients, the reason they get Alzheimer's a lot of times is because they don't challenge their minds. That's why you see older people doing crosswords and Sudoku, trying to keep their mind healthy, because you want to stress it in moderation. All right. Um, Preventing illnesses and addictive behavior. That's another thing that exercising does. I had a friend in college who was a smoker. So we started playing disc golf a lot, which led to us running regularly. And he couldn't ignore the fact that my lung capacity was a lot higher than his. Okay. So what did he do? He stopped smoking. And smoking obviously is not good for you. So exercising can really help your addictive behaviors that you might have. I know that Oklahoma is the 44th state in obesity also, and that 33% of us are obese in Oklahoma. I actually thought it would be a little bit more, but it says only 33% according to the American Heart Rankings, or the American Rankings, I'm sorry. Um, okay, your behavior, and back to stress a little bit. The behavior, it's kind of like, according from Leo from the Buffer Social, what happens whenever you have an addictive behavior? They tell you to exercise. Why do they tell you to exercise? It's because the effects on the brain, it almost has the same effect as if you're taking heroin or if you're taking like meth. What it does is it triggers the brain, and what exercising does, it does two things. Okay, it releases a BDNF protein, which sends like a reset signal to your brain, which is why you feel so much better after you exercise. It also sends endorphins to your brain, and what this does is it tells your brain that it's not so bad. Okay, it tells your brain that the stress isn't painful. Okay, so that's what exercising does good for you. And then of course the last thing's being social. I don't know how many people that I have met at 5Ks or through adult league sporting events that I'm really good friends with life. So you can get out there and be social. Harvard did a study that um, just having people to lift with and exercise with. Harvard did a study that if you're in a room and you try to put your feet in the ice bucket, people who had somebody in the room with them could keep their feet in the ice bucket twice as long as people who couldn't. Not because they were stronger whenever somebody was in there, but people like to have people around them to help them endure the suffering. So whenever you work out or exercise, have somebody with you to help you a little bit. Okay, so recapping everything that we did. It decreases your chance of heart disease. It decreases cancer. It decreases respiratory illnesses. Okay, helps you become social. It helps build your self confidence. You might look better. And also gives that brain the high that you're looking for. And it can decrease smokers. It can decrease people that have other addictive behaviors like alcohol and drugs, because it gives them that runner's high, because you got that protein and that endorphins going to your brain that triggers it and makes it the same type of effect. So by getting off the couch, you can improve your overall health, you can be happier, and you can perform every day. Thank you.